Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here, time for Angry G Vibes, highlight episode number 9. Let's boom some beaches! Alright guys, let's check it out. So, if we jump into the task force, as you can see, we're doing pretty well. We are currently highest leaderboard position 37, so we're still climbing very slowly, but we're doing well. We did venture into massive attack, and although we didn't beat it both times, we got a lot closer, and at least we're getting very close to deep cut numbers, so we're not failing miserably and then dropping a whole bunch of spaces in the leaderboards. We're still doing pretty well. Only 4 points from deep cut the first time, and then we've got more than from deep cut, and it's keeping our intel under control. I know it's a sad problem to have, but sometimes we got too much intel, even though we've been helping out the other leaderboard teams from the Angry family. But there we go. Alright, let's jump into, first up we got Chron Mino, and as you can see, not as many rocket launchers as usual up here. Just got the one in the middle, so that should make a semi-easy minnow for today. Still got the mortars on the beach, and he's just going to clear up some mines, which is good. Using critters, awesome landing there. If you got the sound on, as soon as the critters land, that's when you want to be dropping your boats. But there we go, nice work, gets all the Zookas up there. I like it so far. The Zookas do spread quite a lot in this position on Minnow, as you can see, and it's all in sort of different directions. It's actually pretty tight on this one. So you see that Chron's using that triple smoke. Only 2 shocks, getting the flamethrowers and rocket launchers in there, and the mortars. And then he's going to re-shock over there. As you can see, he's not doing as much damage as he was hoping for, and he was actually telling us about this after the op. He was like, after he attacked, he was like, why didn't I do that much damage? Until he realized, because the time's still going, oh wait, I've only dropped 6 boats. That's right, you heard it here first. Chron can only count up to 6, and then he just forgets how to count. Oh, Chron. So at least he cleared the mortar, which should make the next attack a bit easier. So nice work, Chron. Not being able to count kind of helped. I don't think the core, we did some calculations and we don't think the core would have gone down in the first hit anyway. So let's look at Big Daddy. I don't know if you can notice, but he's got 108% TD there. And everybody else has got 138, 140, 130, 140, 192. That's the 6 troop damage statues, all fully boosted. 166, 134, and Big Daddy's just sitting down here on 108. So let's go check out why that is. So we got Big Daddy over here. Let's give him a visit. So we all pretty much all run 6-4 as almost the default for statues, but some players like to run 5-5. So Big Daddy's running 5-5, so 5 DBE, 5 TD. So all his statues are pretty normal. Can gain a % or 2 here or there. That's pretty standard. And then check out this one. What is that, Big Daddy? So he's got a troop damage masterpiece of 17 at level, and he's at level 62. So the reason for this, I'll jump into the attack while I explain. And I can't do 2 things at once because I hit the wrong op. That's good. So here we go, Big Daddy. Lost half his Zookas on this attack. So apparently Big Daddy's son didn't like his troop damage masterpiece. So when he jumped into Big Daddy's game and he salvaged that perfect, I think it was a perfect troop damage masterpiece. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, Big Daddy. So he's actually struggling, not struggling, but making do with the baby masterpiece. And he actually, he usually gets put up for the easier hits, or the ones that need less troop damage. Even though we don't have any low level players in this group, he's the one usually picking up the easy attacks. And there we go. And why are you throwing more shocks and not a medkit, Big Daddy? That's what I want to know. Not impressed. I'm going to need remedial training for you. Okay, let's move on. We've got Titan. So we made a little bit of a mess of Titan today. This first attack was actually really good by a pin. So looking at Titan, we've got those rocket launchers and shock launchers. Sort of in range of this finishing spot up here, plus the machine guns. So we got some good batting going on there. And then we just got heavies, followed straight up by Zookas with some shocks, just to clear out at least that first row of mortars. And that's going to help out all the rest of the attackers jumping in. And then also critters to clear out those mines. I like it. So he's just looking at assisting for the following guys. So let's have a look at Doof on Titan. Alright, so he's just finishing off those machine guns. Gets a nice flare landing. I actually really like that flare landing. And then the turn. Look at how closely grouped they are in that turn. And he's throwing the flare all the way up there. It's not as easy on the phone. I'm pretty sure Doof uses a tablet. I really want to get good at it on a phone. Alright, so he's getting the walk up. And it's a little bit of a long walk, so you need to get you want to try and get your critters and shocks all perfect. So I think he's got 3 shocks and 1 critters. So here we go. And as you'll see, the critters got deployed in the right spot, but potentially just a hair late because the shock launchers all targeted onto his Zookas. And I think the machine guns up at 1 o'clock, those ones in the top corner, they actually picked off a few as well. But that was a pretty good hit from Doof. See how Honey Badger followed it. Honey Badger, this is I believe your first video on the highlights. He's a new player, he only just turned up a few days ago. Awesome guy. It's pretty funny. If you haven't seen the Honey Badger YouTube video, you should check that out. It is funny. So again, nice flare landing with that long flare. Don't think he lost. Oh yeah, there you go. Lost a couple on the walk there. And we were trying to figure out the best way to do this critters because it's a long throw. The timing is really hard. So we tried to throw it into a slightly later smoke. And because he did that, they were pretty much all dead by the time that second to last smoke revealed. And then, yeah, so there you go. Got some damage on the core, that's okay. Still perfecting that smoky critters. Let's have a look at Long Van. And I think this probably should have been the last attack. But he got a little bit ripped off. Not ripped off. It happened. He was not happy about this at all. So there you go. Smoke was a little bit late and very costly. Mortars making it rain on Long Van, aka Mac. But the timing on these critters was awesome. And he's got that 6 troop damage statues, so you know he's going to do some work even though he's only got maybe half of his Zookas left. That perfect shot gets all the whole row of machine guns. I like it. The critters were perfect. The shocks were perfect. You for sure would have taken this down if you had more troops because of their mortar. But that's okay. We're in it to win it for the team. So let's see. Red Arrow 23 turned up. And this is probably one of the ugliest finishes I've seen. So I got the flare out. And I was like, the reason I wanted the flare here is because I wanted all the Zookas to get to that spot and then they start to sort of walk towards the mortars and then I'd smoke straight away and then walk up. I was trying to get smarter with that long flare, but because I flared so close there wasn't enough room for all my Zukas, so I had to put them on the other side, and this was not planned at all. And because I did that, I needed to re-flare down to group them together, and then throw a smoke way lower than I had intended, and then anchor them. So I wasted a lot of GBE here. Luckily I've got 6 GBE statues, so they gave me a little bit more, but it did cost me at the top end, as you're about to see. And alright, here we go. So we've got that critter timing down on this bottom smoke, the second to last smoke. And I don't think any of them peeked out of that smoke. And then we go boom, boom, boom. 3 shocks. The shock launches onto the... Uh-oh. I didn't flare the core. You know why I did this? Half because I forgot to flare the core. And half because I knew I'd be able to take out those defenses and get enough GBE for the medkit. So yes, that little mess up on the landing cost me the GBE for a medkit. Luckily, I got all my shocks off, and yeah, then we got the core. So that's down. Alright, let's check out Stef. We got Stef on Dioxin. She's going for the assist hit as well. I got a lot of respect for the guys who do the assist hit. It's all good trying to take the glory with the finish, but someone's got to clear out the beach rocket launcher, the mines on the path, all of that good jazz. So there you go, she's taking out the rocket launcher on the beach, and then she spends most of the rest of the attack just getting GBE so that she can Bart out more of those mines. So Bart is barrage and artillery. So as you see, she's just going to put a whole bunch of barrage and artillery all along this main path from this front boom cannon all the way up to the top, and then just over to the right between the cannon and the mortar. So she's doing work over here, clearing out all these defenses. And then you'll see that she actually, because she's cleared all the mines she wanted to, and she's still doing work, she actually starts to barrage the core. So just remember that. She threw a few barrages and look at that. Medkit, Angry Family Tradition, showing off. It's usually only done on the takedown, but you know, Stef likes to put a little bit of flair on it. And let's check out Milk. Where are you, buddy? I think you know what's coming. So even though we had a whole attack dedicated to mine clearing, Milk decides that he needs to clear some more mines. So there you go, those mines are down. Got a nice flare landing. Shock launcher gets him a little bit, and then he takes this funky path over to the left, which we sometimes do, but not when we've left all those mines there. Oh, Milk! And then he knows he's going to hit the other one, so he hits them with the artillery, which just still damages the Zukas. I think the machine gun popped him off there as well. Oh no. So he doesn't have much Zukas left. I hate doing the rest of the walk when I know I don't have Zukas left. I know what's going on with these double ups of smokes. And then the shocks were a little bit late as well, so he just gets a couple barrages on the core. Hard luck, Milk. It's tough to flop, but that's okay. So nice work, Milk. That's going to tie it up for today. I love to end on a good flop sometimes, so that'll tie it up. Comment down below which attack was your favorite or the funniest. Make sure you give Milk a lot of banter. He loves it. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more. Boom, beach!